Greetings, everyone. Well, it's time for a special Halloween Blu-ray update. Yes, today I've got a bit of a grab bag of stuff for you. I've got a sequel, a remake, another sequel, and two movies that actually aren't horror movies at all, but they're part of the Hammer collection. And as you know, I've been collecting the Hammer Films library over the past few years, and I don't really have anywhere else to put them in terms of themed updates, so I figure I might as well throw them in with this one. Alright, update time today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Okay, so just gonna grab the pile here. So first up, this is not the update part. This is what I have from before. The Craft. Now, I've always been a big fan of this movie. I used to have it on Laserdisc. This is the lovely Scream Factory edition. Absolutely beautiful. Great pile of extras on there. Very nice edition. Highly recommended. So when I heard that there was a new The Craft coming, I was naturally curious about it. It's like, oh, is this going to be yet another reboot, remake, or whatever? But no, apparently a sequel. I'm, of course, talking about The Craft Legacy. There we go. Try to get the light on it. There we go. All right. So I was very curious to know what they were going to do for the sequel. So, 30 some odd years later. There's a good selection of extras on here. So I watched this pretty much as soon as it arrived. So I guess to give you a little mini review, what are my thoughts on The Craft Legacy? Well, the cast is pretty likable. I thought it was a good group of new girls. We have a trans girl in the group, so hooray for representation. That's good stuff. I gotta say, though, in terms of the story, I don't like to use the term woke. So instead, I think we'll go with the term a little heavy-handed. Basically, it's the girls against the boys, and the boys are like textbook toxic masculinity gone mad. We have David Duchovny, who's trying to impart very, kind of old school masculine traits to his son, and then there's a jock who type, or bully type, who they cast a spell on and make him more nice, and turns out he's kind of closeted gay, made out with one of his friends at one point, and and it's much like the first one. It starts off fairly lighthearted and fun, and then goes pretty dark for the latter portion of it. Overall, I thought it was okay. I did think that it wasn't as... how can I describe it? It didn't seem to quite have the heart of the first one, if that makes sense. Also, just in terms of the sort of directing of it, I felt like certain moments weren't really given quite enough time to breathe. Things felt a little I don't know, sudden at times. Like there's a lot of the sequences where they're doing their spells and having their fun and stuff and doing witchy things. I felt like some of those moments could have been a little bit longer, just to kind of give them a little bit more time. And I felt like some of the humor was kind of lost in that with the sort of tightness of the editing. I guess they just wanted to kind of keep things moving and, keep it fast-paced or whatever. And David Duchovny plays just such a fundamentally unlikable character in this. And the whole, like, as I say, heavy-handedness of it, just very in your face with some of the social commentary. Now, I'm all for inclusiveness and diversity and I love a good bit of social commentary. But I just felt that this one was a little bit too, like, beating you over the head with it, even for me. And, like, I am pretty forgiving with stuff like that. Like, I don't mind a heavy message as long as it's delivered well, you know, and gets the point across. And yeah, this does get the point across, but it's very in your face. And I felt that kind of distracted from just the tone of it all. Now, without giving it away, we do have a cameo in this that links it very nicely with the first one, and I really liked that connection. I figured out the twist long before it was revealed, but yeah, a bit of a mixed bag, honestly. I don't know that I'll be rewatching that one as much as I rewatched this one. This one I absolutely love. This is such a great film. So this one, you know, I definitely appreciate the fact that they did it as a sequel rather than as a reboot or remake. But I didn't think it was. It didn't quite capture the same magic, if you will, of the first one. Now, next up, we have a long-awaited Blu-ray release of the third chapter in a fan-favorite trilogy that I still have to finish watching, actually. We have Candyman, Day of the Dead. Now, most of you will know I picked up the first two a while back. I did watch the first one really late to the Candyman party. But after watching this, I could definitely see why people love it so much. I was expecting just like another kind of typical character monster killer thing, much like Freddy or Jason or Michael Myers. But this has so much depth. Now, you compare this to the Craft Legacy. Where did I put it? Here. You compare this to this. Now, this has a lot of social commentary and whatnot in it, but it's done so freaking well that zero complaints. Like, it's just, this is how to do it right here, Candyman. So yeah, I have not watched the second one yet, but yeah, I did actually pick up the third one on DVD because it's all we had at the time. It's basically, I think, 4x3 letterbox DVD. That's how old that DVD is. So it's really nice that not only did we get a Blu-ray of it, but it's from the Vestron video collection. So it has a nice slipcover there. A little bit of a tight slipcover. No different artwork there, but and quite a nice load of extras. I have to also say, I remember when the Vestron, well, most people probably remember this, when the Vestron series first started coming out, the titles were a little on the pricey side. I mean, I'm definitely getting into premium boutique label pricing, but their latest ones have been very affordable, usually between $10 and $12, and they're as equally loaded as the earlier editions in the series were. So great stuff. I definitely like to pick up more from this collection because there's some great titles in here. So in terms of special features, on the Craft Legacy, we have 2 featurettes, Franchise Legacy and Powerful Story, Magical Director, Powerful Story, Magical Director, 4 alternate scenes with an introduction by the director, and that's it. So not a ton of extras, but and no commentary track, it looks like. In this one, we got quite a load of stuff. We got an audio commentary with director co-writer Turi Meyer and producer co-writer Al Septian, isolated score selections featuring an audio interview with composer Adam Gorgoni, interviews On the Hook, an interview with actor Tony Todd, A Bloody Legacy, an interview with special prosthetic effects designer Gary J. Tunnicliffe, Decay and Design, interviews with director of photography Michael Wojciechowski. Sorry, that's a bit of a mouthful of a name. I'm terribly sorry. And production designer Mark Greville Masson. English and German trailers, home video promo, home video trailer, and still gallery. So that's quite a loaded selection of extras. And I guess just to give you a look at the disc art here as well, just set the digital code aside. So we got pretty nice disc art there. So you can see it. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty nice. Let's put that back in there. And then with Candyman, we have. Just get that digital copy there as well. Candyman, eco case, but you know, pretty nice discard. Vestron, the Vestron series is quite a quality series, I have to say, and some all-time greats from the VHS shelf at 7-Eleven. Now, this, of course, I've heard is not the greatest sequel, but hey. And then, of course, as soon as I finish my Candyman collection, they bring out a new one. I do not have the new one yet. That's still on the must-buy list. Next up, this is one I remember seeing when I was a kid, and I don't think I've actually seen it since. I think I might have seen it on TV a few times. We have the 1976 version of King Kong. Yeah, so this was released around the same time that Godzilla vs. Kong came out on home video. Scream Factory, not one to pass up a cross-promotion, you know, marketing opportunity. Just like when they brought out the Conan cartoon when the 2011 movie came out. You remember that? And they never finished it. Anyway, so this is the 1976 version of King Kong. Dino De Laurentiis, I believe. Dino De Laurentiis. Directed by John Gillerman. Music by John Barry, legendary John Barry, and of course starring Jeff Bridges, Charles Grodin, and Jessica Lange. Now this is a really nice edition. I actually haven't made the time to watch it yet, but there's the original cover. Very cropped version of the poster because he's standing on the World Trade Center. Yeah, so of course the original had him climb the Empire State Building. This one he climbs the World Trade Center. Still very much intact in the movie, of course. It's like a centerpiece, a big set piece of the movie. But for the poster, they definitely truncated that. You can barely even tell that he's on the World Trade Center. In fact, just for uncensored sake, here's the original poster. So there you go. Yeah, we try to just tell it like it is here on the Multimedia Chronicles. So then the disc art, we have 2 discs. Now, why is this 2 discs for just one movie? Well, we actually have 2 cuts of the movie. Yeah, so we have the original theatrical cut on disc 1 and the extended broadcast television cut on disc 2. This was something they did a lot back in the 70s and 80s. Was they would often have extended versions of movies for the network TV version. We might recall Superman. Superman the movie had the big 3-hour-long TV version, and then they would show it as a 2-part miniseries. So I can't remember if I'm pretty sure I saw this in theaters, but I'm also pretty sure I saw the TV version when I was a kid, but it's so long ago I couldn't tell you anything about it. So yeah, looking forward to checking those out at some point. Both the theatrical and extended versions have stuff the others don't. I think the theatrical version is a little gorier in some of the, Kong versus other giant animals scenes, whereas the extended version just has tons more footage. So to give you some idea of the difference in running time, the theatrical cut is 134 minutes. The extended cut is 182 minutes. So almost 48 minutes longer. That's crazy. That's hugely extended. So anyway, looking forward to that. So we got that, and then in terms of other extras, it's a new 2K scan of the additional TV footage, so the best that's ever looked. You got restored theatrical audio, radio spots, TV spots, theatrical trailer, and still galleries. Wow, that's actually kind of a bare bones set. There's like no featurettes at all. We just have some promotional material. But I guess the big deal is that it's both cuts. So, I don't know, like they did this as a collector's edition. You think with the collector's editions they'd at least get a few frickin' interviews. I'm sure Jeff Bridges would have been delighted to talk about this. He does interviews for all his movies, good and bad. So, I don't know. Anyway, next up we got a couple of additions to the Hammer Films collection. Now, these are not strictly horror, but they're Hammer. So, I mean, it's Hammer. So, first up we have The Vengeance of She. We are still waiting for a Blu-ray of the first She, which starred Ursula Andress, the original Bond girl. I don't know what the holdup is on that. Some kind of rights issue maybe, I guess. But thus far, it's only available, I think, on a Warner Archive DVD. So I've held off on buying that because I want it on Blu-ray. to go with all the other Blu-rays. And if we look at the discard here, I think, does this have reversible artwork? No, it just has like a poster in there. You can kind of see it. I'm not going to take it all. I know sometimes I take them out, but I'm not going to this time. I mentioned it. I have to now. All right, I'll take it out. Here we go. So there we go. The Vengeance of She. Very nice. Boy, was that ever a quick flip-flop, eh? I'm not going to take it out. Fuck that. And it's like, never mind. I'll take it out. But, yeah. Anyway. And the King Kong Collector's Edition is reversible artwork as well, of course, but the reversible artwork is just what's on the slipcover, which you've already seen. So in this one, in terms of extras, we've actually got quite a lot of stuff. New 2K scan of the original film elements, new interviews with assistant director Terrence Clegg, visual effects artist Joy Cuff, and clapper and loader Trevor Coop. I guess, being a movie from the 60s, there's not a lot of people left alive that they can interview, so they just grab whoever they can. Commentary by the Monster Party podcast hosts, Matt Weinhold, Sean Sheridan, Larry Stroth, and James Gonis. World of Hammer episode, Lands Before Time. Theatrical trailer, TV spots, and still gallery. Yeah, this is kind of part of their, Lost Worlds films. There was a few they did like that, where they just sort of, lost worlds out there in the middle of the jungle somewhere. So this is one of them. But I've been holding off watching it because, of course, I want the first one, so I can watch both of them. I don't know how connected this is to the first one, but I'm sure there's at least some connection. Anyway. And then finally, last but not least, we have Raquel Welch in 1 Million Years BC. Yes, one of, I believe, 4 Cave Girls films that Hammer did. So, yeah, there's a couple others that I got 1 or 2 of the others. I think there's maybe one more that I need to track down. I can't remember. I haven't looked at the list for a while. So, anyway, this one's from Kino Lorber. Very nice. So between Kino and Scream Factory, we've been getting a good chunk of the Hammer library. I think I actually have all of the horror movies now in one edition or another. There's a few I'd like to double dip on because superior editions have come out. In fact, speaking of Scream Factory, they put out the other 3 movies that were in that Hammer Horror 8 film set from Universal in really nice collector's editions. So I'd like to get those at some point. So here we have, let's see, we actually have 2 cuts of the movie on here. Yeah, the 100-minute international cut and the 91-minute U.S. cut. Very cool. This is like the update of multiple cuts of things. We've got a 4K restoration of the 91-minute U.S. cut. Audio commentary by film historian Tim Lucas. In the Valley of Dinosaurs, an interview with Raquel Welch herself. Very nice. Interview with special effects legend Ray Harryhausen. Very nice. Did he do the effects in this? Oh, shit, he did. I actually didn't know that. Well, sweet. One for the Ray Harryhausen collection as well. Interview with actress Martine Beswick. Animated montage of posters and images. And trailers. And there you go. So, not a bad little grab bag of stuff this time around. Pretty nice indeed. We'll just do our thumbnail. There. You saw me do the thumbnail. So now the thumbnail is in the video. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now, folks. Hope you enjoyed. I do have some more updates coming your way and lots of other goodies. I don't really have a big plan for this Halloween season. We're just kind of playing it by ear, doing stuff as it occurs to me. So enjoy. It'll be a surprise to me as well as you. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors. Be sure to catch me on Twitch. I stream just about every day. And by the way, I will include Amazon links to all of these in the description if you'd like to add them to your collection. I do, of course, get a little kickback every time you use my Amazon links at no additional cost to you, of course, and it does help to support the channel. So thank you very much for all of you who do that. Alrighty, see you next time. Until then, sayonara.